Hey everyone, so you want to know how to get rid of those bad habits. Now, when I talk about bad habits, I'm talking about those habits that are keeping you from losing weight and keeping you from getting that physique that you have been wanting for a really long time. Now, a lot of people find it hard to get rid of habits that they've, been doing for a really long time. And habits can be things like, drinking wine, it could be eating chocolate, it could be smoking, drinking lots and lots of coffee. Now, some of those things in moderation are okay, but a lot of the times I find that people don't do them in moderation. And when they're not in moderation, that's when you find it hard to lose the weight, because a lot of those things will help you gain weight and keep you stuck in a position where you can no longer gain any more weight, or you're stuck at the same spot and you can't push past where you're currently at. So for example, if you're really in a bad habit of eating too much chocolate, maybe you're drinking wine daily, all those types of things are things that need to go if you want to really get to that weight loss goal that you're aiming for. So when it comes to habits, the one thing that you need to know and the biggest thing that you need to realize is that habits can be overcome. You've just got to replace them, and replace them with things that are healthier. The other thing that you need to keep in mind as well is that habits cannot be overcome if you personally, deep down, don't want to change them. Right? It's like, trying to nag a smoker. You know yourself that, smoking is bad for someone, right? And you want them to give up because you know it's bad for their health. But no matter what you do and no matter how much you nag someone, if they're deep down not ready to change that and they're not ready to give up, no matter what you say, nothing's going to change until they personally decide to overcome that habit, and they've personally decided that they want to change that. Okay, so you've got to make sure that the reason why you want to change a habit or overcome a habit is because you want to overcome it personally. Okay, there's no one can tell you what to do. If you're doing it because someone's told you that you should do it, or deep down that you should give up, or whatever it may be, you're not doing it for the right reasons, and what you'll find is you'll just give in very quickly, and you'll find it really hard to really change that habit. But I like to think that I am an expert on this subject because I have one of those addictive personalities, and in the past I have had so many bad habits. Like, I used to be a smoker, a packet a day smoker. I used to drink lots and lots and lots of coffee. I just recently gave coffee up, actually. I used to be a binge chocolate eater, like all the time. I used to drink lots and lots of alcohol as well. So all those types of things. And as well, a lot of those things made me hold on to weight. I was quite chubby around the stomach. I had excess weight that I no longer carry because, I've managed to overcome those bad habits. So they totally can be overcome. I'm telling you now that you can overcome them. It's just about, first of all, your mindset, and second of all, replacing them. So there's a few techniques that you can do. First things first is when you're replacing something, like I said before, it's got to be something that's a healthier alternative. There's no point in replacing something unhealthy with something else that's unhealthy, right? You want to make a healthy alternative complete switch. So for example, when I tried to stop eating so much chocolate, because I'd get really addicted to it. I'd go through these periods where I'd really binge on chocolate, like a lot of chocolate. And so what I did is I replaced it with dark chocolate, or I replaced it with vegan chocolate, which is not, it doesn't have refined sugar in it. It has more natural sources of sugar, which makes it less addictive. And I find now that when I have normal chocolate, it's still nice, but I prefer the vegan or the dark chocolate much better. And I find that when I do eat the milk chocolate and the really, really unhealthy chocolate, I find I get really addicted to it. So something like that is really addictive. And, because I do have an addictive personality, it's, it's hard for me to kind of stop. So, like for that example, I'm telling you that you change it for something healthier. So for example, the dark chocolate is a healthier alternative to the milk chocolate, which is going to get you addicted. It's got lots of refined sugar in it, which kind of feeds that cycle of addiction and that bad habit. Same thing with things like alcohol. I've had clients in the past that have wanted to overcome, like, drinking wine. A lot of people use drinking as an emotional crutch, which is a bad thing, or they use it as a stress relief as well. That's okay every now and then, but if you're trying to lose weight, drinking wine every single night is not going to do you any service. It's not going to do you any good. You're going to find it really, really hard to achieve your goal if you're doing that every single night. So, you know, it's all about replacing it. I had a client that would replace the wine with soda water. So they'd have fresh lime or lemon in some soda water, and would have that every night instead of going for the wine, because it's just that action. You know, it's just a habit. So it's just replacing the habit with something else, right? It's just the action of having something to drink while you're cooking dinner, or, you know, having something to drink while you're watching TV, or talking to friends, or whatever it may be. So it's just a matter of replacing it. I actually had another client who replaced the alcoholic wine with non-alcoholic wine. So they would go to parties, and instead of taking a bottle of alcoholic wine, they'd take a bottle of non-alcoholic wine. I mean, yeah, so it's just honestly a matter of replacing it with something healthier. You've got to really think outside the box. Like I said before, you totally can do it. It just honestly comes down to replacing the habit with something healthier, a healthier alternative. And second of all is really making sure that this is something that you seriously want to change. Okay, you cannot make changes if it's not coming from within you. You know, no one can tell you to change. You know, I've seen this so many times with people over the years, you know, that they don't make the change until something changes within them, until they get to the point where they've hit rock bottom, or maybe, you know, something's happened in their life to cause them to change. So if you seriously want to make changes, you need to make sure that you're in the right mind frame and right mindset, and not doing it just because someone else is telling you to do it, because you'll find it very, very hard to overcome it. It's got to come from within you if it's something that you want to change. Anyway, I hope everyone has an amazing day, and we'll chat soon. Bye.